Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you're having an awesome day. In today's video, I'm going to lift this 75 Camaro onto these tire box cribs. Supporting the car on the tires is the best way to limit frame distortion while installing subframe connectors. First, let's talk about safety. Lifting any heavy object entails a certain amount of risk. The main thing I want to say is, this is just how I do it. I'm not saying this is the only way or the best way to do it. When you're lifting your car, do it in a way that you feel comfortable with. While lifting, if you see or feel anything that makes you nervous, stop and assess before continuing. Here are some of the safety tips I use when lifting my car. 1. Never place vital body parts under the car while it is supported only by the jack. Make sure the car is securely supported on jack stands or cribs before getting under it. 2. You should be comfortable working with jack stands and cribs. You should know where to place them and how to make sure they're secure before you get under the car. 3. Ensure the floor jack is on level, secure ground. The jack must be free to roll forward and backward as the lifting arm goes up and down. The jack should be on a clean concrete surface, not on dirt, gravel, or wood. 4. If using a block extender between the jack saddle and the object being lifted, ensure it is securely balanced on the jack saddle and has positive contact with the surface being lifted. Make sure your jack handle is long enough so you don't have to get under the car to work the jack. 5. When using wood extenders, look at the grain and try to position your cross member or differential so it is perpendicular to the grain. This is especially true when using 2x4s in the flat position. 2x4s are usually stronger when using them vertically. I also like to use a rubber jack pad on top of the jack saddle for extra stability. Here's the equipment I'll be using for this job. First is this HyperTough 3-ton floor jack I got from Walmart for $98. I only plan on lifting the car this high a few times, so for my purposes, this jack is the best value. For more serious users, there's a lot of way better jacks out there. I'll also be using these basic 3-ton floor jacks I've had for around 20 years. I got some jack pads from Amazon. I got 2 for $11. It has a hollowed out section here that fits right over the saddle, and I think it'll provide a good solid surface for lifting. I made this wooden block extender out of 2x4s glued together and then screwed on both sides, and it'll provide me extra lift when I need it. And I'll be using these wooden tire box cribs that I made in the previous video. First, I'm going to raise the rear of the car about halfway and get it onto these jack stands. Now I'm going to raise the front of the car in 2 stages. First, I'm going to get the subframe on the box cribs. Then I'm going to use the extension block to get it the rest of the way up so I can get the tires on the box cribs. In order to place the extension blocks on the jack saddle pad, I'm going to lay this so that the 2x4s are crosswise and this single 2x4 is lengthwise. So the cross member will be like this against the grain. I got the front tires onto the boss cribs, but now the differential is too low for the jack and the extension block to fit under. So I'm going to lay a single 2x4 on its flat side and lift it up high enough to get the jack stand up a couple more notches, and then I can fit the full extension block under the differential. With the jack stands underneath the subframes, I didn't have enough height to get the extension block and the 2x4 under the differential. So I repositioned the jack stands under the traction bars to give me enough height. This is one of those examples where you have to adapt and overcome in the middle of the procedure and make necessary adjustments. So the job is done, and the car feels pretty secure. I didn't hear any creaking or cracking sounds as I lowered them onto the cribs. And getting underneath it, there's still not a lot of room, in my opinion, to weld and install the subframe connectors. I don't think I'll be able to sit up. I'm gonna have to learn how to weld lying on my back, but that's the way it goes. So until the next video, take care and have a good day.